Hi everyone, hope you're well. I'm here to talk about the self-care challenge that we spoke about before. It's the 30th of August today, so I wanted to come along and have a little chat about what we'll be doing in September. Today my allergies are playing up so much, so please excuse my voice, my face, everything. I have my water just in case, and my lovely neighbours are outside enjoying the sun, the last bit of their summer, I guess. So you might hear them in the backyard, in the back garden. My youngest is upstairs. The door's just at the top of the stairs, and he's making a whole heap of noise on his game. So please excuse that. I've got some notes to hopefully keep me on track. So let's go. Okay, so the self-care challenge, quite a few people said they're going to join in, so I'm so happy about that. I just realised I don't got earrings on. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to be doing quite a few things over the month. It might seem like a lot, but you don't have to do all of it. You can do some. And yeah, I'll probably go down the list and then I'll talk about them individually. So if you haven't seen the Mindset Monday where I talked about self-care, I'll put a link in the description, and also I'll try and remember to put a card up. It's quite a long video, but that's because I put a bit of chat about self-care, and then I also put on footage where I did a self-care week. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do on the 1st of September, we're going to start off, and the first thing we're going to do is set our month goals. I find it helps me when I set goals and also revisit the goals during the month or the week, whatever. So we're going to set our month's goals. It can be whatever you want, whatever your goals are, set them out. And we're also going to start off with a scripture or a quote. Now I'm going to be looking at quite a few scriptures, and throughout the month I'm going to be dropping in with some just chit chat, self-care chit chat and tips and whatever else. And also if you guys have any tips or anything, or like any updates that you want me to share with everyone, I will be popping in with that, popping in with some prompts and some just encouragements, etc, etc. And I will be dropping scriptures down, sharing them with you, and also quotes. So first, so a month goal, then a scripture or a quote for the whole month. Something that you want to meditate on or keep at the forefront of your mind during the month, which pertains to self-care, self-love, that kind of thing. And then obviously during the month you can look at different scriptures and quotes, but we're going to choose one. Oh my goodness, we're going to choose one for ourselves, or we could do one like a group one. It's up to you. I don't mind. Okay, so during the month we're going to be looking at a hobby, a pamper session, relaxation, a walk, a nutritious meal like a dinner, a lunch or a breakfast, a random act of kindness, also known as RAC, a charity or good cause, a declutter. We're going to look at decluttering. We're going to look at something called friend zone. I'll get into that. Self-improvement, which we're going to look either like a course. You can do a month course, or you can do a week course, or you can even start a course for the whole year. It's up to you, but we're going to look at that, or learn a new skill. And also and a visualization exercise. Also on the 21st of September it's World Gratitude Day, so we're definitely going to be doing something on that day, and it's really nice that it's going to be during our self-care month. So we're going to look at gratitude and we're going to do it on that day. And okay, another thing that we'll be doing is a spare change saving jar. So we're going to have a jar at the beginning of the month, and we're just going to put our spare change in that jar. So what's that got to do with self-care? Well, you know, sometimes we think, I don't know about you, but me myself, I try and justify my extra spending, and maybe I have a budget, or maybe there's something I want that seems I can't even speak, that seems frivolous, or seems like something that, you know, if you've got a household budget, or if, like, especially for us, our kids are going back to school, so a lot of our expenditure and our budgeting is going into that. So I thought it would be really, really nice that at the beginning of the month we start a spare change saving jar, and at the end of the month we can get to use it for whatever it was that we wanted to get. Or you can continue it up until Christmas, it's up to you, and then use it to get something for self-care. So then when the end of the month comes, we'll have something that we can continue going on. Because really, with this self-care challenge, what I really want it to do, like, yes, we will be looking at self-care during the month and everything else, but also what I really want it to do is kind of get it into our mind how important self-care is, and also let us see that it's easy to adopt self-care habits, or it's easy to put some self-care bits and pieces in our regular routine. That's what I want us to do, because building up a routine or a habit, I think they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, or to build up a habit. I think that's what they say. But I do know with myself, challenges and stuff like that do help me. So let's look at them separately. So a hobby. On my last Mindful Monday, I talked about creativity and hobbies, but mostly being creative. So we're gonna look at a creative hobby, and it can be whatever creative hobby you want. It can be, I don't know, drawing, writing, creative writing, I mean poem, books, drawing, painting, photography, baking, cooking, like anything creative. And we're going to, like, whether it'll be one day, because I was thinking we have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
We've got 12 things here, and then if we do 3 of them a week or 4 of them a week, we'll get to the end of the month. So it seems like it's a lot, but, you know, we will choose a day when we're going to be doing that part. Okay. Hopefully it makes sense. So another one will be in the Pamper session. This can be for however long you have. If you have an evening, you can do it over the evening. If you have an hour, you can do it over an hour. If you have 20 minutes, you can do something for that 20 minutes. It will be lovely. I mean, if you do have a chance to spend the day doing a pampering day, brilliant. But I'd say at least try and find 30 minutes and do a pamper session. And that can be anything from as small as just a face mask, or give yourself a facial, do your nails, anything that you feel that gives you a pamper. You could run you can run a nice bath with like a bath bomb or bubble bath or whatever. You can have an invigorating shower and then lather on some nice moisturizer, or, you know, anything that you feel like gives you like that pamper. You might want to, I don't know, you might just want to just go into a quiet room, turn the lights down and just kind of relax, you know. Okay, the walk. This walk I'm talking about is just going for a leisurely, relaxing, quiet, peaceful walk. And you can listen to music if you feel like it. Or you can take a walk somewhere, like maybe in a park or somewhere in a green area, somewhere that you just, you know, just kind of take in your environment. Just have a nice, just peaceful walk where you're just thinking positive things, just thinking, you know, nice things, clearing your mind. Relaxation. Relaxation is one of the most important things that you can do for self-care, but just in general. We do not relax enough. Stress is a big thing. Stress is major. And, you know, I don't know if it's because of my anxiety, but I never seem to switch off. Even when it's bedtime, even when I'm lying down and trying to go to sleep, that in itself, I can't sleep. My mind is just going and going and going. I've got so many things that I'm thinking of, so many things that's going in around my mind. Even in the daytime, there's so much things going in my mind. And I know a lot of people say like they might not have anxiety, but they do have times when they can't switch off or they don't have a chance to relax. So one of the things that we're going to look at is relaxation. We're going to do something, whether it's a meditation exercise, whether it's a relaxation exercise. I know we spoke about, like in the pampering, like having a hot bath or having a bath or a shower and then moisturizer. That could be part of relaxation. You might want to do an audio it's not scripted, what do you call it, guided that's it. You might want to do an audio guided meditation, or watch a meditation video or a relaxation video. You might want to put on some some relaxing music and just, you know, have that time. A nutritious meal. Okay, so that's another thing. Sometimes we don't look after ourselves properly. We don't think about what we're putting in our body. So this part of a nutritious meal, it could be breakfast, it could be lunch, or or it could be a dinner. And it would be nice to kind of tie it in, like if you're going to have a pamper session, maybe think, oh, prepare your nutritious meal for that. That would be nice. But just one day, if you work from home, maybe you will do a lunch, or if you have time for a nice breakfast, you might do it then. But it could be anything that's nutritious, and that can be like a breakfast. And even if you might prepare the breakfast from overnight and then prepare it and then cook it and then serve it the next morning if you don't have time. Maybe you might make yourself a smoothie or oatmeal or something, or a really nice nutritious lunch with all the basic food groups in there. Something that really fuels your body and you find and give you a sense of well-being. Again, dinner, you know, and it can be following whatever meal plan, or you might be on a diet or a meal plan or something like that. Obviously it will follow that. And listen, don't get it twisted, a nutritious meal can still be really enjoyable. Because before, when I had really bad eating habits, I used to think having something to eat was a treat. Like, for instance, I might want a really thick slice of chocolate fudge cake and think, oh, that's a treat. And going to different like diet talks or body nutrition talks, one of the major things that they always said is don't treat yourself with a food item, because you get into your mind, it's the part of your mindset where you start getting an unhealthy relationship with food. Being on a weight loss journey, I had to get that out of my mind. Like, I'm going to give myself a treat, because it adds to that really unhealthy relationship that we can have with foods. So if, like, you know, or even some people call it a cheat day, but even that will just put this negative thought in my head, and I'll feel guilty because it's like I'm cheating. But really, who am I cheating? Because everything I eat don't affect someone else's body. The food I eat don't put weight on someone else. So who am I cheating? So I try not to, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you don't have an issue with your weight and whatever, that's fine, that's you. Like, but for me and my unhealthy relationship with food, I have to be really careful with what I say. And that's another thing, words is power. Words is so important. One of the things that my therapist before, she would say to me, definitely, because I find that I cook for the family a lot, or I make sure they have good meals, I make sure that I cook good meals for them, and then when it comes to myself, I just either make do or sometimes just have toast or cereal or something. That's not healthy, you know. Or I'll quickly eat something before I do something. Like, for instance, if I've got the school run, I'll quickly eat something and then go. Or if I've got like a rehearsal, or if I've got something to do, I'll quickly eat and then go. And she would say, just take some time out. Take some time out to actually enjoy a nutritious meal, to enjoy something. So that's what we're going to do. Oh my gosh, I took a long time talking about that. A random act of kindness, otherwise known as rack. We're going to do something. It can be whatever you like, for whoever you like, whatever you want to do. It can be, I don't know, giving someone a card. You might see someone on the way to work that looks like they could do with I don't know, a smile or a laugh or something. You might know someone who works in a shop that you go to or that you see, and you just do something nice. And it doesn't have to be a materialistic things, although it can be like getting someone just a little gift, or like, you know, your next door neighbor's little child, you know, giving them a little ball or a little doll, or, you know, like something like that. Or, you know, an older lady or guy, gentleman that lives on your road, and you might just bring them a flowers, or I don't know, a box of chocolate, or a book or something. Or you might just knock on the door and say, oh, I'm just here to just spend a few hours with you, that kind of thing. Like any kind of act of kindness you can think of, but random, as in it's not for any reason. It's not because it's their birthday or it's because of anything like that. You're just gonna do it. Yeah, like I said, it could be a card. You could just buy a card or make a card. That could be even part of like whatever hobby that you're picking up, or your creative hobby. You could make something for someone and give it to them as a random act of kindness, and then you're tying in two things into one. Yeah, because a random act of kindness, yes, we're talking about self-love and looking after ourselves, but it's really helpful to remember that other people, they could be going through, you know, when you're going through something, someone else could be going through the same thing, and it's just being aware of other people. And although you don't do it for this reason, you will find that once you help someone else, you will feel good too. And it's just like they will feel good, and then, you know, along the lines, they will do it for someone else, and that's how it just keeps going on. I think they call it a butterfly effect, but that's where it just keeps going on and on and on. And even if you can just sow one happy seed somewhere, if you can just do one nice thing, you know. And then, yeah, so that moves into this next one, which is a charity or a good cause for the month. Choose a charity or a good cause that you're going to think about for that month, and do or make and provide something for it. It could be as simple as donating something, or if you go to a shop and they have their, you know, like the charity money tins, put in something in there. It could be as simple as that. Or you could take it a bit further. You might donate some clothes to your local charity shop, or toys, brick and whatever you have. You might donate it to your charity shop, or you might know of a charity that's really touched you and you want to do something for them. Local hospital or doctor surgery, you might want to donate something there. Or like a charity that looks after people with conditions or illnesses, anything like that you might want to do. I think over September and October, I think it's Macmillan's, they're doing coffee mornings. You might want to do something like that, just anything like that. Excuse me, we're gonna do that on one of the days. So that's that. Declutter, oh my gosh, that's a whole video in itself. Hoarding and decluttering, oh my gosh, yeah, that's pricking me, you know. You know when you're talking and something's just pricking you because it's just hitting you hard. Yeah, so definitely for me, myself, and a few people who I've spoken to, a few people who we encourage each other with our decluttering and getting rid of stuff. But even if you don't have hoarding tendencies, or you don't have issues with clutter, it could be as simple as you declutter your bag. You know, sometimes, I don't know, I'm laughing because every single thing I'm saying in this is just, it's like it's slapping me in the back of my head. Ooh. Yeah, so it could be just your bag, because you know, like as women, or men, I guess, men have bags too. As people, we carry a whole lot of stuff in our bags, and sometimes, like for me, sometimes I will have rubbish in my bag, and I'm looking for something, and I'm like, what's this rubbish doing in my bag? But instead of me taking it out of my bag, I just move it to the side and carry on looking for what I'm looking at. So it could be a case of you have clothes that you have an excess of clothes that you don't need. You can declutter there. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about decluttering, whether it's for that day, for the evening, for an afternoon, whatever time you have in that day. And you're going to get rid of 20 things. You're going to find 20 things to throw away, 20 things to get out of your house, whether you donate it, give it to someone else, or if it's really bad and it cannot be fixed, throw it in the bin. So that's what we're going to do. 20 things, get rid. Yeah. Because it is, I'm telling you, clutter, clutter. Definitely, like I said, it's a whole video in itself. When you've got a lot of clutter, it can make your mind feel cluttered. It can make your feeling of well-being just goes right downhill, you know. Friend zone. Okay, so friend zone, it sounds funny, you know, I'm gonna put you in a friend zone. No, it's not that. This is a good friend zone. This is we're going to really work on our relationships, because a good part of self-care is surrounding yourself with positive people, with loving people, with support, having like a support circle, and having the right people around you, having people who you can turn to but also can turn to you. And a lot of the times when you're going through things emotionally, or your mental and emotional well-being isn't great, you may start to isolate yourself. You may start to stay away from what's the word? Socially, I can't think of the word. You might just not want to socialize with people and see people. Hey, babe. And you might find that your relationships, whether it's friends, whether it's spouse or partner, or siblings, mother, father, etc., any kind of relationship starts to kind of go down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do something, whether it be that you make a phone call to the friend or a couple of friends, whatever, send a message, or go out somewhere with them, invite them round to yours, you go round to theirs, or you buy something for them, make something for them, just do something that really enriches that relationship. That's what we're going to do. And we're getting to the end now. Self-improvement, like I said before, I kind of went into that already, but you can do a course. There's quite a few free courses. There's like you can do a week's course, 2 weeks course, a month's course. There's some free courses, and also low budget courses, and you can do one of them, or you can start a course that you're going to do for the whole year, for a few months, couple of months, half a year, full year, but really just do that. I'm going to hurry up now because the house has got really busy. Visualization. We're going to have a time when we're going to really visualize. We're going to do like some visualization exercises where we look at ourselves where we want to be, but we're going to really see ourselves at that point with whatever it is, the goal that we set at the beginning. We're going to really visualize ourselves as if we have got that goal. Or if there's a promotion you might want, you're going to visualize yourself having gotten that promotion. If, like for me, my weight, I'm going to visualize myself at my goal weight, or I'm going to visualize myself having lost my next milestone of weight. Or if your relationship has issues, or you visualize yourself at that point where you are. If you're not married, you want to get married, visualize yourself actually married, that kind of thing. Visualization it's really important. At the moment there's a lot of talk about manifestation and stuff like that, but biblically visualization is there. Have a vision, write it down, claiming things that are not as if they were. It's a biblical principle. It's a principle that successful people use, business people use, wealthy people use, athletes use. They visualize themselves winning. They visualize themselves reaching their peak of whatever sport or their athletics, whatever it is they're in. And so that's really important. So I'm gonna go now because that's a lot of talk, a lot of things there. But I just thought it would be nice that I came and gave us a stepping stone. So the tools that we're gonna utilize during this month, we definitely have a notebook. I had this one that I just jotted down the notes for here, but I love notebooks anyway. That's a little tangent. Let's move right back on. You're gonna have a notebook, pens. If you have a computer or a laptop, or you can go to the library and research like your hobbies and courses and stuff. So notebook, pen, and access to the internet, or whether that be your own or library or work. What else? Some bits and pieces for your pamper session, and that's it, I guess. Oh, your meal plan, meal recipes or whatever. And yeah, just I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it as well. I might try and make another group like I did a long time ago when we did the hair growth challenge. I might try and get a little group going so that we can have a good discussion and chat and share ideas and everything else. And I will see you at the beginning of this challenge. Bye. Also, on the 21st of September is World Graduation. Graduation, really? It's World Gratitude Day. So, excuse me. What's this? But this part, but this walk, oh my gosh, I can't talk. But this, stop it! Something that I like to do. I'm laughing.